The real dangers on earth, in order of importance, are first money, then politicians, third journalists and drugs, and fourth religions. These dangers in no way relate to nuclear arms. If the people on earth are wiped out by a nuclear cataclysm, their astral beings will go where they must after death, and the natural order of death and rebirth will be maintained. The danger does not lie in the death of the physical body, as millions believe. The danger exists in the way in which one lives. On your planet, money is the worst of all evils. Try now to imagine life without money. You see, said Thao, who had read my efforts, you can't even imagine such a life, for you are caught up in the system. However, just 2 hours ago, you saw that the people of Mu were able to meet their needs without spending any money. You noticed, I know, that the people were very happy and highly advanced. The civilization of Mu revolved around the community, both spiritually and materially, and it thrived. Of course, you must not confuse community with communism, as exists in certain countries on earth. Communism, as practiced on earth, is the essential part of totalitarian regimes rather than democratic, and as such, is degrading for man. Unfortunately, as regards money, it is difficult to help constructively on earth, for your whole system is based on it. If Germany needs 5,000 tons of Australian wool, it can't send, in exchange, 300 Mercedes and 50 tractors. Your economic system doesn't work this way. It is, therefore, difficult to improve the system. On the other hand, much could be achieved in regard to politicians and political parties. You are all in the same boat, and there is a useful comparison to be made between a country or planet and a boat. Every boat must have its captain, but to run well it requires skill and a spirit of cooperation among the sailors, as well as their respect for their captain. If, as well as being knowledgeable, experienced, and quick-thinking, the captain is also fair and honest, the chances are great that his crew will do its best by him. It is, ultimately, the intrinsic worth of the captain regardless of his political or religious leanings that will determine the effectiveness of his operation. Imagine, for example, that a captain had to be elected by his crew, more for reasons of politics than for his skill in navigation and his cool-handedness in times of danger. To imagine the situation better, let's suppose we are watching an actual election. We are standing on a leading dock where 150 crew members are assembled with 3 candidates for command of a ship. The first is a Democrat, the second, a communist, and the third a conservative. Among the crew members, there are 60 with communist leanings, 50 Democrats and 40 conservatives. Now, I am going to show you that this affair cannot be conducted appropriately.